what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Bain Break It Down Forex. It's just your boy Big Bain in this thing. You guys guessed it, another week, another opportunity for us to make some money in the Forex market. So let's get right to it. All right, boom, over to the dollar, guys. We're at a demand level right now, and I do expect us to rise, sweeping this engineered liquidity, tapping into the supply area before potentially moving back down. So just right out the gate for the week, the market is currently open right now, but I do expect the dollar to give us a bit of a rise, right? Potentially tapping this trend line that we broke right before pushing down. All right, so higher time frame, the overall market structure of the dollar is down. So if we kind of go to the daily, you guys can see that, right? We got the run, the pullback, run, pullback, run, pullback, and here's the run. But again, it may be short-lived, right? So this may end up, as we rise, it may turn into a reversal, right? Breaking above these highs. But for now, like when we look at it on the lower time frame, it's most likely going to respect this supply, maybe push up just a little higher, but then fall from there. So just initially bullish on the dollar, and then from there, guys, I do expect some sort of fall from these highs. All right, so bullish on the dollar. Moving over to our dollar. All right, here on the 4L, we got a lot of consolidation. All right, we're constantly testing this high area, which again is acting as supply at the moment, but it has not broke. So again, because I'm expecting the dollar to rise, I am expecting the odd dollar to give us a fall, at least to this low, potentially the swing low, for a good amount of pips here. Let's check it out. All right, 147. All right, so bearish on odd dollar. All right, euro dollar. So euro dollar has just kind of broken above this high, right? If I look at it on a lower time frame, I can see that, yep, we're pushing higher. So we did get above the supply area right now. So I will need to readjust as we kind of have a break of structure. Yeah, so yeah, we did break. So I'll do this adjustment on the fly for you guys right now. Right. Again, broke this high, right? We haven't made a new high just yet, but kind of right here is where we are with it. And then this would be our structure low. All right, so now reevaluating euro dollar, just broke the high, made this high, and we're probably going to pull back. I don't really see too much imbalance from this time frame. Looking at it on the 5-minute time frame, it looks a little bit more clear, but hold tight and let's get this right. Okay, so after we swept this high, even though we broke it, we came right back into the zone, and now we're kind of getting rejection of that high area. So looking at it on the 1-minute time frame, we get the details there. I get to fine tune that high. All right, and now I'm seeing that we had a change of character right here, breaking this low. All right, and we pull right back into this area of supply. So now is a good time to sell Euro USD, which is what I'll do, placing my stop above the high and placing my take profit right here to the lows. I have a almost 1 to 2, so this is just 6 pips for 11 pips. But really, when we get back to the higher time frame, guys, like the 2 hour, we can see that we do have this low to aim for, all right, which is more ideal, and that gives us a 1 to 12 6 pip stop loss for a 77 pip take profit. Feel free to make the sell on Euro USD. Clearly I am bearish. All right, set some alerts on that to let us know, but right now it looks like we're in profit. All right, gave you guys a free play right out the gate on Sunday. All right, here we go. Pound dollar, same exact thing. I'm expecting a drop, so good time to sell it right now. All right, stops above the highs, take profit to the swing or the break of structure right here to the imbalance. All right, guys, yes, 13 pips for 68. Good luck, with taking this trade if you feel like doing it. All right, bearish on GU. Over to NU, same exact thing, guys. It's just sweeping the highs right now. Eventually it will start to fall, and probably now is a good time to sell it to try to catch it, to any of these lows that we have below. All right, so bearish on New Zealand dollar. Over to dollar CAD, let's get a little higher, and I will show you guys that we are sweeping the lows. All right, so eventually we're going to pull back either to, you know, the area that we broke, possibly any of these fair value gaps to the upside, and maybe make it to the supply area at this swing high. So I'm bullish on $CAD. All right, now again, feels like a good time to buy, but you know, need to get to the lower time frame, see that there's a change of character, right, that we can get in an entry for to catch it to the upside. All right, bullish on $CAD. All right, Euro USD is going off, so we're probably in profit. All right, dollar CHF. Again, it's giving us perfect, you know, structure in the cycle. Broke the high, made the new high, pulled back to the area it broke, and then eventually fell down to demand, rejected it. So it's giving us a lower high right here and a little bit of a lower low, but I expect, because this is a strong demand and it's holding so far, and the dollar looking bullish out the gate, that we can buy this at least up to this high, and we'll make potentially 83 pips on that, guys. Bullish on dollar CHF. All right, moving over to dollar JPY, same exact thing. This looks good for a buy right now. You can try to catch it right to the swing, which is 147 pips to the upside. All right, bullish on dollar JPY. All right, over to pound odd. All right, we're digging a little deeper into this demand area, but I do believe we're going to get a rise back up to this high for you know, for a buy. So it, you know, you want to see it come up to this area before selling it, because again, it's giving us a little bit of a trend line break at the moment, trying to tell us that it possibly wants to change character from making higher highs and higher lows to potentially making lower lows and lower highs. Just hasn't done that yet. So again, your best bet would be a buy on pound odd. So for right now on pound odd, definitely bullish. Expect it to respect this demand level, rise up at least to here, potentially to the strong high before it begins to fall. Bullish on pound odd. Pound CAD has broken a high, made new highs, and has consolidated a little bit as it's going down to, you know, points of interest to rise from. So right now it looks like it's in a bit of a demand area. All right, so I will be looking for buying opportunities on pound CAD. All right, so bullish on pound CAD. All right, ladies and gents, over to pound CHF. Broke the high, made the new highs, pulled back to, you know, this fair value gap where it started to rise up, and it's also looking a little bit bullish itself, but it's a little mixy at the same time, so it's a very hard call, but I will go with bullish on pound CHF. All right, over to pound JPY. My team has made 60 pips. We bought it on Friday, and it is now almost near our TP. Clearly I'm bullish on GJ. All right, so I do expect it to at least get up to taking out liquidity behind this consolidated area, and maybe rising a little higher, but definitely will fall at some point when it probably gets to either these highs. It may begin to start falling, but for now, bullish on GJ. Over to pound New Zealand. So we got a nice break of the high. We made a new high, and we pulled all the way back to where we're very close to demand. So I do expect just a little bit of a drop. All right, looking at it on the 2 hour. Yeah, so just a little bit of a drop to this demand area before we get price to rise up out of here. Who knows, it might not tap here, but again, it's better to buy from this area than, you know, what price is right now. So bullish on pound New Zealand. All right, over to crude oil, and it looks like we're gonna we got to change of character. We made some lows, but now we're pulling back to the supply area. So from there, we're probably going to be bearish on oil. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to get a nice drop out of that. All right, but bearish on oil. Over to silver, sell it right now. We had a nice break of the high. It went back to fill this imbalance, but it pushed up, but now it's creating this lower high. So again, just want to wait till it kind of closes a little lower and then sell it. But I'm definitely bearish on silver, and that lines up with the dollar rising just for the time being. So just kind of sell it to either this low or this one to take your profit, but definitely see silver falling. All right, over to gold. Same kind of thing with gold. I do see a bit of a fall on gold, possibly to this area here. So you can look for that selling opportunity either from this supply area or this one for a short on gold. All right, bearish on gold. Over to natural gas. Natural gas is just gapped up to the upside. I was already in a buy for it, but I do feel like at some point we're going to fill this gap, possibly sweep this liquidity, and then tap into demand before we rise again. So for now, I'm actually going to go bearish on natural gas just for those reasons: filling the imbalance, sweeping liquidity, possibly tapping into demand before it rises again. So yeah, bearish on natural gas. All right, SPY is ready. All right, it may sweep this liquidity and tap into this supply before dropping, but ultimately, guys, I'm looking for the drop on SPY, and I do believe it will happen. So bearish on SPY. All right, NAS looking very nice for a drop. Shout out to my girl Nikki. All right, doing major things with NAS. All right, here, it's already respecting the supply, so I don't think it's going to get any higher. So I'll sell it right now, as you guys can see, and then looking to take profit either at this break of structure or just anywhere within this imbalance fair value gap. So NAS is ready for a sell right now. So is SPY, and here is US 30 doing the same exact thing, kind of sweeping that liquidity, tapping into supply. It is ready to fall right now, guys. Please sell the indices, all right, and you'll see significant profit. All right, getting down to this low right here is 791 points. All right, guys, don't sleep on the beat. All right, all these are ready to go for summertime. All right, let's run it up. Let's have good trading week. All right, if you guys got questions, comments, concerns, y'all know y'all can get at me in the comments, or just come over and join the Discord, where it's all good. We're having fun and we're making money, and most importantly, we're learning how to do it. All right, getting all those questions answered, and things that are confusing demystified. Right, so join the squad and get with it. All right, meantime, in between time, y'all know what it is. It's your boy. Peace.
Wanna get money? Wanna get paid? That's Forex. Like a sensei, then you know you gotta come and swing my way. And if you wanna fast forward here, replay.